Hi guys, Dave here from Gas City Gaming. First of all, welcome to another Warhammer 40k 8th edition preview video, right? This video turned out a little longer than I thought it was going to be. There's just a lot of stuff to go through. If you've read it all about the leaks, you'll know that as well. So what I'm going to do is timestamp a bunch of stuff in the video to jump around a little bit to certain places people might, where things people might be interested are. If you want to, just click on those in the description below. Also, you can read along with the link in the description below. We'll post all these pictures for you guys to take a peek at as well. Awesome. Thanks. Have a good rest of your day. It's still late here. And remember, the Emperor protects while you enjoy this video. Hi there guys, and welcome to another Gas City Gaming Warhammer 40k 8th edition preview video. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at all the Blood Angel stuff that was revealed. So, I'm at work. I post my video this afternoon. I'm at work. I get home. I see a whole mess. Not everything, at least that I've seen anyway, a whole mess of Blood Angel stuff that's spoiled. I think, I don't know about you guys, but for myself, I first got in through the video games into 40k through Dawn of War. Granted, that's the Blood Ravens, but so I thought I drew some parallels in my head, at least, to the Blood Angels. So the Blood Angels were one of the first chapters I really started learning about and liking in the 40k universe post-video games, right? So they're became the ones I was most interested in. I didn't end up playing them because I wanted to make my own chapter. Well, not make my own chapter, but make a different chapter. But there's, you know, it's like home. It's like home. So this video is going to be a little longer, but I'm going to try, just kind of like the other leak videos that we've put out, but I'm going to try and hit just kind of the rules of everything, because we have a lot of stuff to go through, and I don't want you sitting here for an hour and a half. And it's a few minutes after midnight, and I don't want to be sitting here for an hour and a half either. So let's just get started. So we're going to take a look at the bottom of this page. Don't worry, I'm going to post again a link to all these pictures down in the description below if you want to follow along at home. Alright, so Sanguinary Discipline is the Blood Angel's psychic discipline. Before the battle, generate the psychic powers for psychers that can use powers from the Sanguinary Discipline using the table below. You can either roll D3 or choose, like we've seen before. Basically just agree with your opponent on what you want to do. Blood Boil is your first one, and it has a warp charge value of 5 on 2d6. If manifested, select a visible enemy unit within 18 inches of the psyker and roll 3 dice. The target suffers a mortal wound for each result that equals or exceeds its toughness characteristic. So this has to be an infantry killer, but at most it's like not a very good infantry killer to me anyway. It can't kill high toughness models because you're rolling a d6, right? So you can't go above toughness 6, so vehicles this literally can't touch. That target suffers a mortal wound for each result that equals or exceeds its toughness. So you could hit Nurgle infantry still, or slightly tougher infantry, but still, seems really limited to me. Shield of Sanguinius, I gotta remind myself to keep going as well. We have a lot of these. Shield of Sanguinius has a warp charge value of 6 on 2d6. If manifested, select a friendly Blood Angels unit within 12 inches of the psyker. Until the start of your next psychic phase, the unit has a 4+ invuln save. That seems pretty good. That's something I would do for sure. Unleash Rage. Unleash Rage has a warp charge value of 6. If manifested, select a friendly Blood Angels unit within 12 inches of the psyker. Until the start of your next psychic phase, that unit has +1 attack. So that's pretty good, in addition to some of the Black Rage things that already gives them +1 attack. Seems pretty good. Next page. We got a few of these pages to go. The abilities. So now we know, and they shall know no fear. We know that now. And they shall know no fear. You can re-roll failed morale tests for this unit. Now remember, our morale tests are different. For every point we fail a morale test by, we remove a model. So for units of infantry, close combat infantry, like Blood Angels tend to have, Death Guard, Blood Angels, etc., they will enjoy that rule. Black Rage, you can add 1 to this unit's attacks characteristic in the fight phase if it charged in the preceding charge phase. In addition, roll a d6 each time this unit loses a wound. On a roll of 6, the damage is ignored. So, 6 up, feel no pain, kind of, and +1 attack. Seems pretty good. I didn't, like I said, when I got into it, I more looked at the fluff. I didn't end up building my army based on them, so I don't know all the specific rules before. I'm not even 100% sure what the Black Rage was before, but because the game system is changing so drastically, as far as hits, wounds, amount of wounds on things, wounding vehicles now with your just basic death guard, bare bones death guard, or whatnot, or even assault marines, this Black Rage seems pretty good. Seems not bad for units just getting it, right? Jump pack assault. During deployment, if this model has a jump pack, you can set it up high in the skies instead of placing it on the battlefield. Then if your movement phases, this model can assault from above, set it up anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 inches away from any enemy model. So units with jump pack assault special rule going forward essentially have deep strike. Commander Dante, the big guy. He is power points 11. He's obviously your HQ. His 12-inch movement, because he has his jetpack. Hitting on 2s at range and melee, strength 4, toughness 4, 6 wounds, 6 attacks. That's a lot. Leadership 9 and a 2-up save. Commander Dante is a single model, armed with the Axe Mortalis, an Inferno pistol, frag grenades, and crack grenades. Only one of this model may be included in your army. His Inferno pistol, 6-inch pistol, strength 8, armor modifier -4, d6 damage. If the target is within half range of this weapon, roll 2 dice, and discard the lower. So it's his Melta pistol, essentially, which I think is similar to what it was before. The Axe Mortalis is a melee weapon, strength +2, so when he's wielding it, it'll be plus strength 6, armor modifier of -3, d3 damage. You can reroll failed wound rolls for this weapon if the target is a character. Seems good. Seems so. You know, you jump within 6 inches, or even within 3 inches of an enemy character of some kind, get him in the face with that Inferno pistol, charge in with the Axe Mortalis, and seems like you're gonna have a good time against him. Abilities has, and they shall know no fear. This is a Chapter Master. You can reroll failed rolls for friendly Blood Angels. You can reroll failed hit rolls for friendly Blood Angels within 6 inches of Commander Dante. Has a jump pack assault special rule. Been over that. Death Mask. Enemy units suffer a -1 modifier to their leadership while they are within 3 inches of any models wearing a Death Mask, which he is. Also has an Iron Halo that gives him a 4-up invuln save, so 2-up, 4-up. Seems good, and if you've played any Age of Sigmar, you may be more familiar with it, but any kind of leadership modifier towards your enemies is pretty good. That can mean more models lost on their side, right? Because it can be that, you know, I lose some models, you lose some models in a close combat, then we both take tests and can both lose models when we take a morale test at the end of the turn. So, morale tests are a thing, guys, going forward. Any morale modifiers, I think, are going to be pretty important and pretty good. Captain Tycho has 5 power points. His movement of 6 inches, weapon skill and ballistic skill, hitting on 2s. Strength 4, toughness 4, 5 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 9, and 2-up save. Captain Tycho is a single model armed with with Blood Song, a bolt pistol, frag grenades, and crack grenades. Only one Tycho may be included in your army. Only one Tycho, because there's more than one. We'll get to that. So Blood Song. When attacking with this weapon, choose one or both of the profiles below. If you choose both, subtract 1 from hit rolls for this weapon. It is a mastercrafted bolt gun, 24-inch range, rapid fire 1, strength 4, AP -1, and 2 damage. Or a Melta gun. 12-inch, assault 1, strength 8, AP modifier -4, d6 damage with our Melta rule. So, combi mastercrafted Melta. Bolt pistol, 12-inch, strength 4, AP nothing, strength damage 1, frag grenades, crack grenades, we've been over before. Like I said, I know I'm going a little quick, guys, but trust me, there's a lot of this to go through. You can see the video, the length of the video at this point. I can't, so I'm anticipating it. Abilities, and they shall know no fear. Rites of Battle, which is new. You can reroll hit rolls of 1 made for friendly Blood Angels within 6 inches of Captain Tycho. Abhor the Beast. Captain Tycho may make D3 additional close combat attacks if he is within 1 inch of enemy orcs after he has paladin during the fight phase. Iron Halo, he also has a 4-up invuln save. And of course, he's Imperium, the same thing with Dante as well. They're both Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, and Blood Angels. Tycho is Character, Infantry, Captain, and Tycho, since he is a Tycho type, right? We specified that earlier. And Dante is Character, Infantry, Chapter Master, Jump Pack, Fly, Commander Dante. Tycho the Lost, our other Tycho. 6 inches, hitting on 2s again, 6-inch movement, hitting on 2s again, strength 4, toughness 4, 5 wounds, 4 attacks, 9 leadership, 2-up save, Tycho the Lost is a single model armed with Bloodsong, a bolt pistol, frag grenades, crack grenades, and an iron halo. Only one Tycho may be included in your army. So, same abilities as we go, it just does not have the Rites of Battle. That's all. He's also down to 4 power points representing that. So his faction keywords are Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, Blood Angels, and Death Company. His keywords, overall keywords are Character, Infantry, and Tycho. The Sanguinor. Now don't worry, I know you're going to see some things that are cut off on the top and bottom, don't worry, we'll get to those. Not all of the Blood Angel stuff is spoiled though, so I will say that. The Sanguinor. This 12-inch movement is hits on 2s in weapon skill and ballista skill, strength 4, toughness 4, 5 wounds, 5 attacks, leadership 9, and a 2-up save. The Sanguinor is a single model armed with an Encarmine broadsword, frag grenades, and crack grenades. Only one of this model may be included in your army. The Encarmine broadsword is a melee weapon with strength +2, so strength 6 when Sanguinor is wielding it, armor modifier of -4, and does D3 damage, frag grenades and crack grenades. He has, and they shall know no fear, has Aura of Fervor. You can add 1 to the attacks characteristic of friendly Blood Angels infantry within 6 inches of the Sanguinor. Now, that seems pretty good. A couple units of Death Guard around him and jump in on something and just have these guys leaping around the field like that. That seems like fun. Avenging Angel. The Sanguinor can charge even if he fell back in the preceding movement phase. So like we've talked about before, we saw that kind of thing coming, and here we see an example of it. I'm sure he is not the only model in this game that can do that now. Also has a Death Mask, so enemy units suffer -1 modifier leadership when they are within 3 inches of any model wearing a Death Mask. What I want to know is, does that stack? If that stacks, that seems really good. So it's within 3 inches of any models. Okay, so it does say models wearing a Death Mask. So I think the plural there implies that even if they're within range of 3, they're within 3 inches of any models wearing a Death Mask. So I think the S there is important and implies that it does not stack, in fact, because they will be within range of models with Death Masks, so they only suffer -1. So I think the S there is important. Iron Halo, so he has a 4-up invuln, has the Jump Pack Assault special rule. His faction keywords are Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, and Blood Angels. His keywords are Character, Infantry, Jump Pack, Fly, and the Sanguinor. Chief Librarian Mephiston has 8 power, can move 7 inches, has weapon skill and ballista skill hitting on 2s. Strength, toughness, and wounds are all at 5. He has 4 attacks, leadership 9, and a 2-up save. Chief Librarian Mephiston is a single model armed with a plasma pistol, the Sanguine Sword, frag grenades, crack grenades, and you can only take 1 in your army. Plasma pistol, when attacking with this weapon, choose one of the profiles below. Now, we've seen some of the plasma things before, but I'll just explain it if you haven't heard. It's a 12-inch range as pistol, so you can choose one of these 2 profiles. Standard has a 12-inch range, pistol 1, strength 7, a armor modifier of -3, and 1 damage. Or you can supercharge it to have a 12-inch range, pistol 1, strength 8, AP -3, do 2 damage, but instead of gets hot and getting your armor save, on a hit roll of 1, the bearer is just slain. I'm pretty much never going to supercharge, unless it's like the last thing and I need to kill that. Or if I have a hit reroll or something like that, but I'm pretty much never going to supercharge, is my thing going into this. The Sanguine Sword is a melee weapon, has strength ×2, so it'll be strength 10 in Mephiston's hands. AP modifier of -3, and does D3 damage. Frag grenades, crack grenades, has and they shall know no fear. Lord of Death special rule. Each time Chief Librarian Mephiston suffers an unsaved wound or a mortal wound, roll a D6. On a 5+, the damage is ignored. So essentially has a 5-up, feel no pain. Now note that is a wound. Damage is determined after wounds. So okay, he suffered a wound. Oh, and that does... So on that point where you suffer the wounds, roll your feel no pain save. So okay, 2-up save, fails that. Okay, so he does suffer the wound. He's not been saved. So now we take our 5-up to ignore the wound. If we fail that 5-up, then you roll your D3 or D6 damage, or resolve your damage at that point. Psychic Hood. You can add 1 to deny the witch rolls, tests you take for Chief Librarian Mephiston against Psychers within 12 inches. He's a Psyker. Chief Librarian Mephiston can attempt to manifest 2 psychic powers in each friendly psychic phase, and attempt to deny 2 psychic powers in each enemy psychic phase. He knows Smite power, and the psychic powers from the Sanguinary Discipline. And yeah, I believe that's... So what I want to know is, does he know all of them? Faction keywords are Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, and Blood Angels. Keywords are Character, Infantry, Librarian, Psyker, Chief Librarian, Mephiston. I know we're going quick, guys, but just trust me, there's a lot. Librarian Dreadnought. Movement 6 inches, weapon skill hitting on a 2, ballistic skill hitting on a 3, strength 6, toughness 7, 8 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 9, and a 3-up save. A Librarian Dreadnought is a single model armed with a Furioso Force Halberd, a Furioso Fist, and a Stormbolter. A Stormbolter is 24-inch range, rapid fire 2, so within 12 inches you're firing 4 shots. Strength 4, AP nothing, and 1 damage. Heavy Flamer, that they can also take. You can replace your Stormbolter with a Heavy Flamer or a Melt-A-Gun. Heavy Flamer's 8-inch range, heavy D6, strength 5, AP modifier of -1, and a damage of 1. And like all our template weapons going forward, it automatically hits. Our old Flamer template weapons, anyway, I should say. Melt-A-Gun, standard Melt-A-Gun. For some of the things that I've said before and will be repeating, you'll notice me start to skip them a little bit, especially stuff like this where we have a lot of units to go through, and we've seen Melt-A-Guns before. Our Furioso Fists, however, we have not seen before. They are melee weapons, strength ×2, so strength 12 on the Dreadnought here. Armor modifier of -3, and do 3 damage. His Force Halberd is strength +4, so puts it up to strength 10, and AP modifier of -4, and does 3 damage as well. I'd be interested to see, it depends, I guess, what you're fighting against. Since you do get one of each, you get a Furioso Fist and a Halberd. Against things like with a 3-up save, and depending what the toughness is, like if it's, I believe our toughness is if it's more than double, you're wounding on 2s. If it's up to double, so even at strength +4, it's strength 10, I'm killing regular Marines on 2s, I believe, and negating the entire save, so I would want to use the Force Halberd in that case. Against vehicles, maybe use the Fist, because it goes up to strength 12, so against some higher toughness stuff, but we'll see. Like I said, it can replace its Stormbolter with a Heavy Flamer or Melt-A-Gun. Has our Psychic Hood, so you can add 1 to deny the witch test you take. With this model, against enemy Psychers, within 12, it explodes. This model is reduced to 0 wounds. Roll a d6 before removing the model from the battlefield. On a 6, it explodes, and each unit within 3 inches suffers d3 mortal wounds. Now that distance is different. Don't just see explodes and assume that it's the same rule all around. Sometimes it will be within 6 inches, sometimes it will be within 12 inches, sometimes it will be d3 mortal wounds, sometimes it will be d6 mortal wounds. That varies, so don't just think explodes and say, oh, I know that rule now, because the numbers in there will vary. Psyker, this model can attempt to manifest 2 psychic powers in each friendly psychic phase, and attempt to deny 1 psychic power in each enemy psychic phase. It knows Smite psychic power and 2 psychic powers from the Sanguinary Discipline. So that answers our question with Mephiston. He does know all of them, and the Librarian Dreadnought knows 2. So he will have 3 psychic powers and can cast 2 of them on each of your turns. So that seems kind of cool. His faction keywords are Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, Blood Angels. Keywords are Character, Vehicle, Dreadnought, Librarian, Psyker, and Librarian Dreadnought. Dreadnought, Librarian, Librarian Dreadnought. Astarath. Astarath is 12-inch movement, weapon skill and ballistic skill hitting on 2s, strength 4, toughness 4, wounds of 5, 4 attacks, leadership 9, and a 2-up save. Astarath is a single model armed with the Executioner's Axe, a bolt pistol, frag grenades, and crack grenades. Only one of this model may be included in your army. So he has our bolt pistol. The Executioner's Axe is a melee weapon, strength +1, strength 5, AP modifier of -3, and does d3 damage. Each time you roll a wound roll of 6+, for this weapon, it causes 3 damage instead of d3. So kind of like a semi-rending, if you will. Abilities, and they shall know no fear. Redeemer of the Lost. All friendly Blood Angels units within 6 inches of Astarath can use his leadership instead of their own. In addition, friendly Death Company units automatically pass morale tests if they are within 6 inches of Astarath. has their Jump Pack Assault special rule. Litanies of Hate. You can reroll failed hit rolls in the fight phase for friendly Blood Angels units within 6 inches of Asterath. Mass of Doom. Once per battle, at the start of your movement phase, Asterath may chant the Mass of Doom. Roll a d6 for each friendly Blood Angels infantry unit within 6 inches of Asterath, and apply the result below. So we get a little mini table. On a d6, on a 1, Frenzied Death Throes. The unit suffers a mortal wound. On 2 to 5, Dark Wrath. You can add 1 to hit rolls made for this unit in the fight phase until the end of your turn. So just the end of your turn. Keep in mind of that. And on a 6, you get Vessel of Sanguinius. You can add 1 to hit rolls made for this unit in the fight phase until the end of your turn. In addition, the unit has a 4-up invulnerable save until the end of your turn. And Asterath himself also has a Rosarius, giving him a 4-up invulnerable save. His faction keywords are Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, Blood Angels. His keywords are Character, Infantry, Chaplain, Jump Pack, Fly, and Asterath. We have our Sanguinary Priest. Oh, there's lots. Don't worry, guys. Sanguinary Priest, movement of 6 inches, weapon skill hitting on 2s, ballistic skill hitting on 3s, strength 4, toughness 4, 4 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership of 9, and a 3-up save. A Sanguinary Priest is a single model armed with a bolt pistol, chainsword, frag grenades, and crack grenades. So we should know what all those weapons do. I'll go through them here once. Right now, we're about a third of the way through, so we'll go through what we're looking at. So our bolt pistol, 12-inch range, pistol 1, strength 4, no AP, and 1 damage. Bolt gun, 24-inch, rapid fire 1, so within 12 inches you're getting 2 shots. Strength 4, AP nothing, and 1 damage. Chainsword is a melee weapon, strength user, so in this case 4, AP nothing, 1 damage, and each time the bearer fights, it can make 1 additional attack with this weapon, essentially moving the Sanguinary Priest attack stat to 4. Frag grenades are 6-inch grenade, hit d6 times, strength 3, and damage 1. Crack grenades are 6 inches, are strength 6, armor modifier -1, and do d3 damage. Wargear options. So here's where we start to see kind of the customizing abilities that some of these have. This model replaces bolt pistol with a bolt gun or an item from the pistols or combi weapons list. Because stock, he just comes with a bolt pistol, chainsword, and grenades. So he can replace his pistol with a bolt gun or item from the pistols or combi weapons list. This model may replace his chainsword with an item from the melee weapons list. This model replaces bolt pistol with an item from the melee weapons list. This model may take a jump pack, power rating +1. If it does, its move characteristic increases to 12 inches, and it gains the jump pack and fly keywords. Has They Shall Know No Fear. Blood Chalice, special rule. Friendly Blood Angels infantry and biker units increase their strength characteristic by 1 whilst they are within 6 inches of any Sanguinary Priests. Narthecium, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. At the end of any of your movement phases, the Sanguinary Priest can attempt to heal or revive a single model. Select a friendly Blood Angels infantry or biker unit within 3 inches of the Sanguinary Priest. If that unit contains a wounded model, it immediately regains d3 lost wounds. If the chosen unit contains no wounded models, but 1 or more of its models have been slain during the battle, roll a d6. On a 4+, a single slain model is returned to the unit with 1 wound remaining. If a Sanguinary Priest fails to revive a model in this manner, he can do nothing else the remainder of the turn, shoot, charge, fight, etc., as he recovers the gene seed of the fallen warrior. A unit can only be the target of the Narthecium ability once each turn. So if you have multiple Sanguinary Priests, you can't jump one in, bring a model back, jump another in, and bring him back to full wounds. A single unit can only be targeted once, no matter how Sanguinary Priests you have around it. And he also has a jump pack assault special rule. So he has faction keywords are Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, Blood Angels. Regular keywords are Character, Infantry, and Sanguinary Priest. Sanguinary Priest on a bike. So here's a kind of a hint of what we're getting for our bike stats as well. He moves 14 inches. Other than that, weapon skill 2, ballistic skill 3-up, strength 4, toughness 5, 5 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 9, and a 3-up save. Sanguinary Priest on a bike is a single model armed with a bolt pistol, chainsword, and grenades, a blood chalice, and a Narthecium. His Space Marine bike is equipped with a twin bolt gun. So his twin bolt gun is a 24-inch range, rapid fire 2, strength 4, and 1 damage apiece. So if you're within 12 inches, you get 4 shots. This model replaces bolt pistol with a bolt gun, or other items from the melee pistols or combi weapons list, and it replaces chainsword with items from the melee list. Blood Chalice, friendly Blood Angels and Bikers increase your strength heuristic by 1 whilst they are within 6 inches of any sanguinary priest, and are Narthasium rule that we just went over. Don't want to read it again. Faction keywords are Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, and Blood Angels. Keywords are Biker, Character, and Sanguinary Priest. Terminator Ancient. His movement of 5 inches, weapon skill 3 up, ballista skill 3 up, strength 4, toughness 4, 5 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 8, and a 2-up save. A Terminator Ancient is a single model armed with a lightning claw. He's essentially your standard bearer. You know, he's got a lightning claw in one hand, or a thunder hammer as well. He can upgrade to a thunder hammer, and banner in the other hand. Because they kind of split apart our honor guard squads. So this is an old member of that. So his lightning claw is strength user, AP modifier -2, and does 1 damage. And you can reroll failed wound rolls for this weapon, so shred like they used to have. Thunder Hammer is a melee weapon, strength ×2, so strength 8 in this case, armor modifier -3, and does 3 damage. When attacking with this weapon, you must subtract 1 from the hit roll. That's kind of seems to be a replacement for being unwieldy. Rather than hitting slower, it's just a little harder to hit. Wargear options can replace his Lightning Claw with a Thunder Hammer. Has And They Shall Know No Fear, Teleport Strike, Terminator Armor. This model has a 5-up invuln save, so that's stuck around, they just didn't put it in the stat line. Archangel Standard. Friendly Blood Angel units within 6 inches of an Archangel Standard add 1 to their leadership characteristic, and you can reroll failed rolls for them in the fight phase. Failed hit rolls for them in the fight phase. So faction keywords. I'm just reading literally. This is my first time going through. I took a little skim over them. This is my first time going through most of these as well. His faction keywords are Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, and Blood Angels. His keywords are Character, Infantry, Ancient, and Terminator. So we have our Sanguinary Guard Ancient. 12-inch movement, weapon skill and ballistic skill, hitting on 3+, strength 4, toughness 4, 4 wounds, 3 attacks, leadership 9, and a 2-up save. A Sanguinary Guard Ancient is a single model armed with an Angelus bolt gun, an Encarmine sword, frag grenades, and crack grenades. So this is our first instance of the Angelus bolt gun. It's late, guys. Give me a break. Has a 12-inch range, is Assault 2, Strength 4, AP modifier of -1, and does 1 damage. So you can advance and still take your 2 shots. Inferno Pistol, we've seen our Mini Melta Pistol. Plasma Pistol, so we've seen those before as well. Choose one of the profiles. And Carmine Axe, we haven't seen before though. It is a Strength +1, armor modifier of -2, and does D3 damage. The Encarmine Sword is Strength User, armor modifier of -3, and does D3 damage as well. His good old Power Fist, strength time, we haven't seen that yet today. So strength ×2, armor modifier of -3, and does D3 damage. When attacking with this weapon, you must subtract 1 from the hit rolls. Frag grenades, crack grenades. This model may take a death mask. So remember that, I'm thinking that doesn't stack. This model may replace his Angelus bolt gun with an Inferno Pistol or a Plasma Pistol. This model may replace his Encarmine Sword with an Encarmine Axe or Power Fist. Blood Angels Chapter Banner. Friendly Blood Angel special rule. Friendly Blood Angels within 6 inches of a Blood Angels Chapter Banner do not need to take morale tests, and re-roll wound rolls of 1 in the fight phase. It has the Jump Pack Assault special rule, the Death Mask special rule, Hairs of Azkalon. Somebody, if you know how to say that, put so in the comments section below. Maybe write it out phonetically for me. You can re-roll failed hit rolls for this model if it is within 6 inches of a Blood Angel's Warlord. That seems good. Granted, you need to bring a Warlord. Faction keywords are Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, and Blood Angels. Keywords are Character, Infantry, Ancient, Jump Pack, Fly, and Sanguinary Guard. Brother Corbulo. He's 6-inch movement, weapon skill and ballistic skill hitting on 2s, strength 4, toughness 4, 5 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 9, and a save of 3 up. Brother Corbulo is a single model armed with Heaven's Teeth, a bolt pistol, frag grenades, and crack grenades. Only one of this model may be included in your army. His bolt pistol we've been over. Heaven's Teeth is a melee weapon that gives strength +1 and has armor modifier of -1 and does 1 damage. Has And They Shall Know No Fear, a far-seeing eye which is once per turn you can reroll a single dice roll made for Brother Corbulo, whether that's hit, wound, save, whatever you want to do. And that's once per turn, so you can do once on your turn, once on your opponent's turn. The Red Grail. Friendly Blood Angels infantry and biker units increase their strength characteristic by 1 while they are within 6 inches of any sanguinary priests. In addition, each time you make a hit roll of 6+ in the fight phase for a friendly Blood Angels unit within 6 inches of Brother Corbulo, that unit may immediately make another close combat attack using the same weapons. These bonus attacks cannot themselves generate any additional close combat attacks, so no going infinite. Sorry, guys. It also has an Arthasium. His faction keywords are Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, and Blood Angels. His keywords on his own are Character, Infantry, Sanguinary Priest, and Brother Corbulo. Death Company. Just regular old Death Company. I will mention something at the end of this, but let's go over the data card first. Death Company Marine is 6 inches, has weapon skill of 3+, ballistic skill of 3+, strength 4, toughness 4, 1 wound each, 2 attacks, leadership 7, and a save of 3 up. This unit contains 5 Death Company Marines. It may include up to 5 additional Death Company Marines, adding on 9 more for the power rating, or up to 10 additional Death Company Marines, adding another 18 onto the power rating, in addition to the 18 there would already be. Each model is armed with a bolt pistol, chainsword, frag grenades, crack grenades. Wargear options, we're going to skip over that. So any model may replace his bolt pistol with a bolt gun, hand flamer, inferno pistol, plasma pistol, power axe, power fist, power maul, or power sword. So we're going to get into the really, in a few minutes here when we start getting onto the equipment pictures and slides, we'll see how that will kind of work. We've seen it a little bit already, but we'll really get into the meat of it. You'll see, trust me. So things we haven't seen yet is our hand flamer. This is a 6-inch pistol, D3, strength 3. This weapon automatically hits its target, just D3 times. Like I said, flame template thing. Inferno pistol we've seen, plasma pistol we've seen. Let's go over power axe. I don't think we've gotten that over yet today. Strength +1, armor modifier of -2 and 1 damage. Power maul is strength +2, armor modifier of -1 and 1 damage. And power sword is strength user, but an armor modifier of -3 and 1 damage. Thunderhammer we've seen before, frag and crack grenades we've seen. Any model replaces chainsword with a power axe, power fist, power maul, or power sword. Any model replaces chainsword and bolt pistol with a thunderhammer, so you got to get rid of everything to get the thunderhammer. The entire unit may take jump packs. You add +1 rating per 5 models. If they do, their move characteristic is increased to 12 inches, and they gain the jump pack and fly keywords. And they have And They Shall Know No Fear and the Black Rage, also jump pack assault. Faction keywords are Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, Blood Angels, Death Company, and their keywords are infantry. So one thing I wanted to say is I did price out, now Blood Angels players let me know if these numbers are wrong, but previously Death Company without jump packs, which is what these are, were 20 points a model. Without the jetpacks, bare bones, were 20 points a model. So it was 100 points for 5. Now, so we'll get to it a little later, but now, bare bones, they are 17 points a model, or 85 points for 5. The big difference being, previously, I believe, again, correct me if I'm wrong, I apologize, it was 35 points per model if you wanted to bring the jump packs. Now, it's 20. 20. It's 20. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry and I apologize, skip this, but that seems real good to get them the fly special rule, so they can jump out, pistol stuff, you know, jump back in on the next turn. That seems real good, guys. Yeah, that kind of points decrease. Now, not everything across the board dropped like that, so don't get super duper excited, but we will see a couple other things that did decrease, a couple things that increased a little bit, but so everything in the end, well, balances. In 40k, balances is a 4-letter word. Limartes. Limartes is movement of 12-inch, weapon skill hitting on 2s, ballistic skill hitting on 3s, strength 4, toughness 4, 4 wounds, 5 attacks, 9 leadership 9, and 3 up save. Limartes is a single model armed with the Blood Crozius, a bolt pistol, frag grenades, crack grenades. Only one of this model may be included in your army. So bolt pistol grenades you've seen before, but the Blood Crozius is a melee weapon with strength +2, so strength 6 on this guy, armor modifier of -2, and D3 damage. His abilities include, and they shall know no fear, the Black Rage, Fury Unbound, which is you can re-roll failed charge rolls and failed hit rolls in the fight phase for friendly Death Company units within 6 inches of the Marties. Guardian of the Lost, all friendly Death Company with units within 6 inches of the Marties can use his leadership, which is 9, instead of their own, which is 7. So again, leadership is important here, guys. Jump Pack Assault Special Rule, and the Rosarius giving him a 4-up invuln save. So faction keywords include Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, Blood Angels, and Death Company. His keywords include Character, Infantry, Chaplain, Jump Pack, Fly, the Marties. Our Sanguinary Guard, one of their really signature Blood Angels units. They have a 12-inch move, Weapon Skill 3+, Bliss Skill 3+, Strength 4, Toughness 4, 2 wounds apiece, 2 attacks each, Leadership 8, and a 2-up save. This unit contains 4 Sanguinary Guard. It may contain up to 6 additional Sanguinary Guard, so giving a plus 12 power rating. Each Sanguinary Guard is armed with an Angelus Bolt Gun and Carmine Sword, Frag Grenades, and Crack Grenades. So the Angelus Bolt Gun is 12-inch range, Assault 2, Strength 4, Armor modifier of -1 and 1 damage. For none, the rest we've been over before. Then Carmine Axe and Carmine Swords. And Carmine Sword is D3 damage. It's basically a power sword with D3 damage. Wargear options: any model may take a Death Mask. Any model of Sanguinary Guard may take a Death Mask. Any model may replace his Angelus Bolt Gun with an Inferno Pistol or Plasma Pistol. Any model may replace his Carmine Sword with an Carmine Axe or a Power Fist. They also have, and they shall know no fear, Heirs of Azkaelon. Really, again, somebody please correct me. I know that's wrong. Somebody please correct me. You can reroll failed hit rolls for models within this unit if they are within 6 inches of a Blood Angels Warlord. Death Mask Special Rule, Jump Pack Assault Special Rule. Faction keywords are Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, Blood Angels. Regular keywords include Infantry, Jump Pack, Fly, and Sanguinary Guard. So I did the math on these. Again, Blood Angels players, the original cost, correct me if I'm wrong, for them was 40 points a model, bare bones, without any upgrades. And in this edition, they appear to be 44 points a model, bare bones, no upgrades, so that they're without changing their any weapons anyway. If you bring the Angelus Bolt Gun and Carmine Swords, basically bolt pistols, bolt guns, bolt rifles, frag grenades, crack grenades, and chain swords. There's a lot of free weapons. All those weapons are free. We'll see a little bit later how, when you look at a unit's point cost, it does not include its weapons. So it'll look insanely cheap at first, but you remember, okay, I got to pay for my Angelus Bolt Gun, I have to pay for my Carmine Sword. Once you add those, the total per guard is 44 points. Because I believe it said in the book it's 22 points per model. So I looked at that at first, I'm like, what? No. But once you add on the Carmine Sword and the Angelus Bolt Gun, it adds on another 22 points per model, so they become 44 points per model. So don't get super duper excited when you start looking through your book, or when you start seeing these images and you're like, holy cow, it's so cheap, I'm going to bring all of the everythings. Not quite. Blood Angels Wargear. Speaking of, so we've gone through most of this really, so I'm just going to skip through. Again, I will put a link down in the section below to all these pictures so you guys can go over them for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I tried to go through as much of the Warrior as I could. So this one's a little harder to see, but let's take a look at our Furioso Dreadnought. So Furioso Dreadnought, it can move 8 inches, weapon skill hitting on 3s, and bliss skill hitting on 3s, strength 6, toughness 7, 8 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 8, 3-up save. It is equipped with 2 Furioso Fists, a Stormbolter, and a Melt-A-Gun. So this model may replace 1 Furioso Fist and either its Stormbolter or its Melt-A-Gun with a Frag Cannon. This model and the Frag Cannon's stats is 8-inch, Assault 2d6, Strength 6, Armor modifier of -1, and this weapon automatically hits its targets. So if you've played any Deathwatch games-ish, it's kind of similar to that. You get the template and automatically hits, and strength 6. This model may replace its 2 fists with Blood Talons. Blood Talons we haven't seen yet. Those are melee weapons, strength ×2, armor modifier of -3, and do d6 damage. So if you want to gamble, because the fists do 3 damage, each, guaranteed 3. And if model equipped with 2 Blood Fists, you can reroll failed hit rolls attacking with them. But if you want to gamble and try and get more damage, you can take the Talons instead. This model replace its Stormbolter with a Heavy Flamer. This model may replace its Melta with a Heavy Flamer, so you can just bring all of the fire. This model may replace its Smoke Launchers with a Magna Grapple. Magna Grapple. Oh, there we go. I was looking in the weapons. Like I said, this is my first time going through most of this as well. Has the Explode special rule. On a 6, it explodes, and each unit within 3 inches suffer D3 mortal wounds. If a model with a Magna Grapple targets a vehicle in the charge phase, you can add 2 to its charge roll. It's kind of like, meh. It's its get over here. The Furiosa Dreadnought has a get over here. This is basically what the Magna Grapple is. Smoke Launchers. Its faction keywords include Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, Blood Angels. Its keywords include Vehicle, Dreadnought, Furioso Dreadnought. And we head down to our Ball like a bouncy ball, or is it bail? Like bailing out the boat. I'm going to say ball. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Ball Predator has 8 power points, variable movement and bliss skill and attacks. So its remaining wounds, it starts at 11. Remaining wounds from 6 to 11, it can move 12 inches, bliss skill 3 up and 3 attacks. Remaining wounds 3 to 5, it can move 6 inches, hit on 4s with ballistic skill and have D3 attacks. And remaining wounds 1 or 2, it can move 3 inches, hits on 5 with ballistic skill, and has 1 attack. Its weapon skill is 6 up, is strength 6, toughness 7, like I said, 11 wounds, leadership 8, and a 3 up save. Is a single model equipped with a twin assault cannon. A Flamestorm cannon is range 8-inch, assault D6, strength 6, armor modifier -2, 2 damage. This weapon automatically hits its target. Heavy Bolter is 36-inch range, heavy 3, strength 5, armor modifier -1, 1 damage. Heavy Flamer, we've seen before. Our Twin Assault Cannon is 24-inch, heavy 12. So it used to be Twin Linked 6, Twin Linked heavy 6, I believe, right? So took away Twin Linked, double your shots. Strength 6, armor modifier -1, and 1 damage. This model replaces its Twin Assault Cannon with a Flamestorm Cannon. This model may take 2 Heavy Bolters or 2 Heavy Flamers, so you have your side weapons. You don't have to take the side weapons. You can take the bare bones 1 turret cannon, right? Overcharged Engines. When this model advances, roll 2 dice and pick the highest roll. So advances, it is in addition to your movement, right? So this guy can get moving pretty good, especially early game. So you're probably going to get 5 or 6 if you're rolling 2 dice. Math, ballpark it, right? You're going to get something above a 4 up on 2 dice, probably. Add that to your regular movement. Off the gate, you're moving, 16 to 18 inches. As explodes. So this is what I was saying when that varies. When it dies, roll a d6. On a 6, it explodes. And each unit within 6 inches suffers d3 mortal wounds. So you have 6 inches here instead of 3 with the Dreadnought. Smoke Launchers, as faction keywords Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, and Blood Angels. As keywords Vehicle, Predator, and Ball Predator. Death Company Dreadnought. So with Death Company Dreadnought, it can move 8 inches. Weapon skill hitting on 3s, ballistic skill hitting on 3s, strength 6, toughness 7, 8 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 7, and 3 up save. A Death Company Dreadnought is a single model equipped with 2 Furioso Fists and Stormbolter and a Meltagun. Did we not just go over this? Oh, no, we didn't. My bad. So it has your Heavy Flamer, Meltagun, Stormbolter, Blood Talons again, and Furioso Fists, so you can switch out your Talons for Fists if you want. But note, you can't take 1 and 1. This model may replace, pay attention to the wording, this model may replace its 2 Furioso Fists with Blood Talons. So it can't say it may replace a Furioso Fist or both with Blood Talons. You have to switch them out both completely. So there's no, because, perfect world, I would take 1 of each. Because then you have your chance way. If you want to gamble on that d6, you can, but you don't necessarily have to. That was Talon, this is Fist. This is Talon, it's Fist. You can bring your Stormbolter, Blood Talons, and Furioso Fists. This model may replace its 2 Fists with Talons. This model may replace its Stormbolter with a Heavy Flamer. You can replace its Meltagun with a Heavy Flamer. And you may replace its Smoke Launchers with a Magna Grapple. Get over here. Explodes. When D6 explodes, 3-inch explosion suffers D3 mortal wounds. Insatiable. This model may move up to 6 inches when consolidating at the end of the fight phase. Automatic 6-inch consolidate sounds good. Smoke Launchers and a Magna Grapple. His faction keywords include Imperium, Adeptus Astartes, Blood Angels, excuse me, Death Company. Its keywords are vehicle, dreadnought, Death Company. Oh, and Death Company dreadnought. Commas are important to kids. So this is kind of one of the last ones I went over just points-wise. I tried to pick out a couple different things and try to compare the points. Now previously, again, Blood Angels players, correct me if I'm wrong, this was about 130 points previously for your Death Company Dread, bare bones, without any upgrades. I believe I priced it out correctly in this, because you get 2 fists, which cost you 50 points. Stormbolter and Melt-A-Gun. Melt-A-Gun was 17 points, a Stormbolter is 2 points, and this is base, costs 100 and something. Sorry, I was reading for a different one. The Death Company Dread here, it costs 180, all broken down once you have its weapons all parted out. It costs about 180 points or so. I may have mathed slightly wrong, but definitely a decent increase from previous. So some things gone up significantly, some things have gone down significantly, some changed a little bit with the Sanguinary Guard, but you'll be able to check out all the details in the link below and see all the pictures. So Space Marine points values. I'm just going to go through and read these off. Keep in mind that for anything other than a character, other than named characters, these do not include wargear. So other than some very specifically free stuff, like all your basic bolt weapons and basic grenades, these do not include wargear. Some wargear is free, so some of them will technically include it, but any upgrades are extra. Things like the fists for the dreadnoughts are extra. So let's take a look. If you're playing in a match play game that uses points limit, you can use the following list to determine the total points cost of your own army. Simply add together the points values of all your models, as well as the wargear they are equipped with, to determine your army's total points value. And so these are a little harder to see, so I'm going to leave it in. Sorry guys, still trying to get feeling better. I know, staying up till 1 AM making YouTube videos might help. I know. So your captain is 74 points for 1. Your captain in Catapracti armor is 126 points. Gravis armor costs you 102. Terminator costs you 122. Captain on a bike is 98 points. Captain with a jump pack is 93 points. Chaplain is 72 points. Chaplain in Terminator armor is 115 points. So if you look at our bare bones captain, he costs 74. Then putting him in Terminator armor costs another 48 points. But if we put our chaplain in Terminator armor, it only costs us an additional 43 points. Some of it is based on the model itself. Chaplain on a bike is 95 points. Chaplain with a jump pack is 90 points. A Land Raider Excelsior is 300 points. A Librarian, now, yeah, like I said, we haven't seen everything, so this isn't all of the Blood Angel stuff, but it is a lot. Librarian is 93 points. Librarian in Terminator armor is 45 points, so he's adding on 52 points for Terminator armor. Librarian on a bike is 119 points. Librarian with a jump pack is 116 points. Primaris Lieutenants, you can bring 1 to 2, are 70 points per model. A Rhino is 100 points, Rhino Primaris, so it's Special Rhino. A Tech Marine is 58 points, and a Tech Marine on a bike is 70 points. And for our troops, a Crusader Squad from 5 to 10 costs 13 points per model. Neophytes from 0 to 10 cost 11 points per model. Intercessor Squads, we knew this before, but can bring up to 5, well, must bring 5, and are 20 points a model. A Scout Squad from 5 to 10 models is 11 points per model. A Tactical Squad from 5 to 10 models is 13 points per model. I'm going to say model a lot. Model. A Drop Pod is 103 points per. A Landspeeder Storm is 80 points. Razorback is 65, and a Rhino is 70. I want to see the special rules there, because why not bring Razorbacks then? Anyway, going to elites, you got our Apothecary for 1 model is 55 points, and Apothecary on a bike is 80 points. Catapracti Terminator Squad, 5 to 10 models in a unit, costs 30 points per model. So it seems like those took quite a points dip. Granted, I gotta keep reminding myself, no wargear. Centurion Assault Squad, 3 to 6 models per unit at 73 points per model. A Chapter Ancient is 72 points. A Chapter Champion is 65. A Company Ancient is 63. Company Ancient on a bike is 88 points. A Company Champion is 56 points. And a Company Champion on a bike is 80 points. Company Veterans are units of 2 to 5, cost 16 points per model. Company Veterans on bikes at 2 to 5 per unit are 34 points a model. A Contemptor Dreadnought is 98 points. Damned Legionnaires, 5 to 10 of them in a unit, cost 25 points each. A Dreadnought is 70 points. Honor Guard, and for 2, you have to take 2, are 21 points. Imperial Space Marine is 60 points. Alright, that just, I don't know, seems an odd... Well, yeah, I guess we haven't seen everything yet, but that just seems odd. Ironclad Dreadnought is 120 points. A Primaris Ancient is 69 points. A unit of 4 Servitors is 2 points per model. Spam the Servitors. Stern Guard Veteran Squad of 5 to 10 costs 16 points per model. A Tartarus Terminator Squad, 5 to 10 points per... unit of 5 to 10 is 31 points. A Terminator Assault Squad of 5 to 10 costs 31 points per model. A regular Terminator Squad of 5 to 10 models costs 26 points per model. Those definitely took a dip. Granted, no wargear. Dave, come on. Okay. Tyrannic War Veterans of 4 to 10 per unit costs 16 points per model. Vanguard Veteran Squad of 5 to 10 models per unit costs 16 points per model. Vanguard Veteran Squad with jump packs costs 18 points per model. So only, again, a 2-point upgrade for jetpacks. Seems good. Granted, whatever else you're going to take them, but bare bones with bolt pistol, chainsword, grenades, 2-point upgrade for jetpacks per model. That seems good, guys. Venerable Dreadnought is 90 points per model. Assault Squads, 5 to 10 models per unit, costs 13 points per model. A Assault Squad with jump packs in 5 to 10 models per unit costs 16 points per model. So, for a 2-point increase per model, you could go to Vanguard Veteran Squad with jump packs over an Assault Squad with jet packs. Yeah. Attack Bike Squad of 1 to 3 costs 45 points per model. A Bike Squad of 3 to 8 models costs 31 points. You can tack on the 1 Assault Bike on its own for 45 points. The Inceptor Squad of unit of 3, that's it, costs 45 points per model. Land Speeders in unit of 1 to 3 cost 80 points per model, and a Scout Bike Squad in a unit of 3 to 9 models cost 25 points per model. Blood Angels point values. So Blood Angel specific stuff now. That was Marines. This is Blood Angel specific stuff. A Ball Predator costs 107 points. Again, remember, no wargear. This is not including any autocannons or anything, because you still have to pay for all those. A Company Ancient with Jump Pack costs 72 points. Company Champion with Jump Pack costs 70. Company Veterans with Jump Packs cost 19 points. Death Company costs 17 points in a unit of 5 to 15. Death Company Dreadnought costs 128 points. Death Company with Jump Packs costs, in a unit of 5 to 15, costs 20 points per. It's only a 3-point increase to get those Jump Packs. Furiosa Dreadnought costs 122 points, and Librarian Dreadnought costs 150. Sanguinary Guard in a unit of 4 to 10 costs 22 points per model. But like I said, though, you're adding on your Infernus pistols and your Carmine blades, so the total for them is 44 points per model. Sanguinary Guard Ancient is 84 points. Sanguinary Novitiate with Jump Pack is 60 points. Sanguinary Priest is 69. Sanguinary Priest on a bike is 94. Sanguinary Priest with a Jump Pack is 86. That's expensive Jump Pack compared to what they normally are. That's like an old school Jump Pack costing 17 points. A Tech Marine with a Jump Pack, I want to see that. I want to see a Tech Marine with a Jump Pack. Costs 91 points. And a Terminator Ancient costs 108 points. So now, we're going to look at the named characters. Named characters, if you're looking at the pictures right now, models per unit, they're all 1, obviously. But points per model, brackets including war gear. Because all these guys sometimes carry named weapons, stuff like that. So all these points costs include their war gear. For Astrath, he costs 143 points. Brother Corbulo costs 94. Captain Tycho costs 95. Chief Librarian Mephiston costs 145. Dante costs 215. Gabriel Seth, which we didn't see, is 135 points. Lamartine is 129. The Sanguinor is 170. And Tycho the Lost is 70 points. Now, for ranged weapons, we get a little bit of the Blood Angel specific weapons. The Angelus Bolt Gun is 9 points per weapon. Frag Cannons are 19 points per weapon. Hand Flamers are 8 points per weapon. So per weapon on a single model. The Infernal Pistol is 20 points. Blood Talons are 65 points. And Carmine Axe are 16 points. And Carmine Sword are 13. So here you can see, like I was talking about, our Sanguinary Guard have to take 9 points each for an Angelus Bolt Gun, and 13 points for an Carmine Sword each. So 9 plus 13 is 22, plus 22 per model is 44 points each. A Furioso Fist, a single one, costs 40 points, and a pair costs 50. Furioso Force Halberd is free, though. Right? So any units that come in the Furioso Force Halberd don't have to pay for it. Just don't have to pay any more points anyways. A Death Mask costs 2 points, and a Magna Grapple, a Get Over Here, costs 5 points. That's what I'm going to call that roll. And this guy, he has Get Over Here. What? No, he Get Over Here. So a Stormhawk Interceptor is 85 points. A Storm Raven Gunship is 172. A Storm Talon Gunship is 110. A unit of 3 to 6, these are going, sorry, a unit of 3 to 6 is 65 points per model. For Centurion Devastator Squad, oh my goodness, that seemed like, I'm like, a Devastator Squad is 65 points, what? But anyway, a Devastator Squad of 5 to 10 models costs 13 points per, with 5 points for an Armorium Cherub, if you want. A Hellblaster Squad of 5 models costs 20 points per model. A Hunter is 90 points, a Land Raider is 239, Land Raider Crusader is 244, Land Raider Redeemer is 244 as well. A Predator is 102 points, Stalker is 90, Thunderfire Cannon is 28, with a Tech Marine Gunner costs 36, so you need to do both. Well, not necessarily, I guess, but anyway. Vindicator is 160 points, and a Whirlwind is 90. Now, Captain Lysander, so we seem to be going into a little bit of Ultramarines here. Again, this is I took a browse through here, but this chart is going through our Ultramarines named characters. So somebody just got a hold of the Imperium Codex 1 and took a bunch of pictures from it, it seems like, focusing on Blood Angels. So Captain Lysander, so these are all including Wargear, because they're named characters. So 150 points. Captain Sicarius is 132 points. Cenobite Servitors, unit of 3, costs 2 points per model, so 6. A Chaplain Cassius costs 138 points. Chaplain Grimaldus is 120. Chief Librarian Tigurius is 130 points. Remember, Psychic Phase is kind of taking a hit. The Emperor's Champion is 108 points. High Marshal Helbrecht is 170. K. Van Shrike is 150 points. Corsaro Khan is 107. I guess so. These aren't all. Okay, so this is just regular Space Marines characters and not all Ultramarines. Sorry, I had to read farther down. I saw Calgar and like Ultramarines. So Corsaro Khan is 107. Himon Moondrakan. Moondrakan is 132 points. And Calgar is 250 points, putting him in Artificer Armor is 235. Pedro Cantor is 170 points. Gilliman, the man himself, is 360. So slightly cheaper than the Chaos, his big Chaos brother. The big, tall, flying Magnus. Magnus is 400 and something points. Gilliman here is 360. Sergeant Cronus is 58 points. Sergeant Telion is 89 points. And Vulcan Heston is 154 points. So Space Marines Warrior, again, we've been over almost any of this. Let's see if there's something we haven't seen yet. The Grenade Launcher. I don't think we've seen that. When attacking with this weapon, choose one of the profiles below. Frag Grenade, so basically you can throw grenades farther, essentially. Right? Which makes sense because it's a launcher. Shotgun, 12-inch range, Salt 2, Strength 4, no armor modifier. If it's within half range, add 1 to this weapon's strength. Shotgun closer up hurts more. Makes sense. Centurion Missile Launcher we've seen in other videos. Cerberus Launcher, 18-inch, heavy D6, Strength 4, AP nothing, damage 1. Combi Bolters, Rapid Fire 2 for the regular thing. Yeah, so combi weapons, we've seen them before, but let's go over kind of how they'll work with an actual profile here. So Combi Flamer, when attacking with this weapon, choose one or both of their profiles below. If you choose both, subtract 1 from all hit rolls for this weapon. So that's the same for all of the combi weapons. So for any of them, you can choose one profile, the bolt gun profile, which is the same across, or the other profile. The other profile usually just follows, whether it's a Melta, Grav Gun, Flamer, follows that profile's rules, and you can choose both, just you might have a little harder time hitting with both of them is all. The Conversion Beamer, cool, we haven't seen this yet. It's 42-inch range, heavy D3, strength 6, AP nothing, damage 1. Attacks from a conversion beamer that target enemies at over half of its range are resolved at strength 8, AP -1, and damage 2. It's not as good as it used to be, seems like, but if you can pop that in your back corner, maybe up in some ruins or something somewhere, it could be not bad. Cyclone Missile Launcher. When attacking with this weapon, choose one of the profiles below. Frag Missile, 36-inch heavy 2d3, strength 4, AP nothing, 1 damage. Or Crack Missile, 36-inch heavy 2, strength 8, armor -2, and d6 damage. I'm probably going to pick Crack Missiles most of the time. Deathwind Launcher, 12-inch Salt d6, strength 5, AP nothing, 1 damage. Demolisher Cannon, so it's a big Vindicator Cannon, 24-inch heavy d3, strength 10, armor modifier -3, and d6 damage. When attacking units with 5 or more models, change this weapon's type to heavy d6. So again, you might roll a 1, you might roll a 6 though, so... Disintegration Combi Gun, this is new. When attacking with this weapon, so we have this combi rule, the Disintegration Gun, it's late, it's after 1. It's 18-inch rapid fire 1, strength 5, armor modifier of -3, and d6 damage. So within 9 inches, you're taking 2 shots with that. That seems good. You have Disintegration Pistol, 9-inch range, 1 shot, strength 5, -3, and d6 damage. That's our Flamer, Flamestorm Cannon, Grav Pistol, Grav Amp. Grav Gun, Grenade, Hunter Killer Missile, 48-inch. I'm kind of doing things I haven't seen before in other videos, so a couple of highlights, but you guys will be able to see most of this yourselves as well at the link in the description just down below. I'm probably going to end up splitting this into 2 videos because it's getting over an hour at this point, I think. Hunter Killer Missile is heavy 1, strength 8, AP -2, d6 damage. A model can only fire each of its Hunter Killer Missiles once per battle. Hurricane Bolter, 24-inch range, rapid fire 6, so within 12 inches you get 12 shots. Strength 4, AP nothing, and 1 damage apiece. Icarus Storm Cannon, 48-inch, heavy 3, strength 7, armor modifier -2 or -1, and 2 damage. Add 1 to hit rolls made against targets that can fly. Subtract 1 from targets, all other targets. So Kiri's Pattern Assault Cannon, heavy 24-inch, heavy 6, strength 7, -1 to 1 damage. Las Talon, 24-inch, heavy 2, strength 9, armor -3, and d6 damage. So Las Cannon, but half range, 2 shots, essentially. What else? Melt-A-Bombs, 4-inch range, grenade 1, strength 8, armor modifier -4, and d6 damage. That seems pretty good. I might want to throw some Melt-A-Bombs at some things. What else haven't we seen so far? Melta, I don't know if we have seen, but 24-inch range, heavy 1, strength 8, armor modifier -4. We've seen our Melta before, but we haven't seen the Melta, I don't think. D6 damage, and with our Melt rule, if you're in half range, roll 2d6, take the highest. Orbital Array, 72-inch range, heavy D3, strength 10, armor -4, and d6 damage. This weapon can only be fired once per battle. This weapon can target units that are not visible to the bearer. When targeting units with 10 or more models, change weapons type to heavy D6. That's going to sting. That's not going to feel real nice if you get hit with that. Plasma Blaster we've seen. Plasma Cannons I don't think we have. When attacking this weapon, choose 1 or more profiles. One of the profiles below. They're both heavy, 36-inch, heavy D3. First one is strength 7, armor -3, and 1 damage. Second is strength 8, armor -3, 2 damage, and has the new Gets Hot rule. Plasma Cutter. When attacking this weapon, choose 1 of the profiles. It's essentially a 12-inch range plasma weapon. So there's all the plasma weapons seem to be the same, other than the Plasma Incinerator. They all have the same rules, just different ranges. The Plasma Incinerator is 30-inch, rapid fire 1. Strength 7, -4 is the big difference with this one rather than -3. The other profiles, strength 8, -4, and 2 damage. But I don't know, that powering up makes me nervous. The supercharged one makes me nervous. Predator Autocannon, 48-inch, heavy 2d3, strength 7, armor modifier -1, and 3 damage. And the Reaper Autocannon, 36-inch, heavy 4, strength 7, armor -1, and 1 damage. We're almost there, guys. We're almost home. Stay with me. Ranged weapons continued. Skyhammer Missile Launcher, 60-inch range, heavy D3, Has the easier to hit flyers, harder to hit stuff on the ground. Strength 7, armor modifier -1. Damage is D3. Sky Spear missile launcher. 60-inch range, heavy 1, strength 9, AP -3, and D6 damage. Add 1 for flyers, subtract 1s from other targets. Actually, sorry, you can't shoot this at non-flyers. Add 1 against targets that can fly. You can re-roll failed hits for this weapon. So there you go, your one-shot weapons, you get to re-roll. You're still going to miss, though. Sniper rifle is 36-inch, heavy 1, strength 4, 1 damage. This weapon may target a character, even if it's not the closest enemy unit. If you roll a wound of 6+ for this weapon, it inflicts a mortal wound in addition to its normal damage. Mortal wounds cannot be saved. Special issue bolt guns have an AP modifier -2 and a 30-inch range, rapid fire 1. What else haven't we seen? Thunderfire cannon, 60-inch, heavy 4d3, strength 5. This weapon can target units that are not visible to the firing model. No armor modifier and 1 damage. Twin assault cannon, twin autocannon, twin bolt gun, twin heavy bolter, twin heavy flamer, twin plasma cannon. So then we get all our twin weapons. Okay, so our Typhoon missile launcher is choose one or other profile. A frag missiles, heavy 2d6, strength 4, AP nothing, 1 damage. Or crack missiles, heavy 2, strength 8, -2 armor, and d6 damage. Volkite chargers, those are awesome. Maybe not as awesome, but heavy 2, 15-inch range, strength 5, 2 damage. Whirlwind Castellan launcher, 72-inch, heavy 2d6, strength 6, 1 damage, and this weapon can target units that are not visible to the model. Whirlwind Vengeance launcher, heavy 2d3, strength 7, -1 armor, and 2 damage apiece. So you do want to hit more but not as hard, or do you want to hit fewer but harder? Wrist-mounted grenade launcher, 12-inch range, assault d3, strength 4. Oh, there's a typo. There's a typo. That, or you get to add 1 to your armor value, one of the two, so I'm thinking it's a typo. Wrist-mounted grenade launcher, 12-inch range, assault d3, strength 4, AP 1. Not -1, just 1. It seems maybe it's toward the end of the book, and I was like, I forgot to minus, I don't care. 1 does 1 damage. We have ranged weapons, points list. This is going to be 2 videos. Assault Bolter is 15 points. This is really tiny. This is going to be hard for me to see. Assault Bolter is 15 points. Assault Cannon is 21. Grenade Launcher is 11 points. So again, we get in the free stuff. Astartes Shotgun is 0. Bolt Pistol is free. Bolt Rifle is free. Bolt Gun is free. Bolt Storm Gauntlet is 25 points. Centurion Missile Launcher is 25 points. Centurion Launcher is 5 points. Combi Bolter is 2 points. Combi Flamer is 11. Combi Grav is 17. Combi Melta is 19. Combi Plasma is 15. Conversion Beamer is 20 points. 50 points for Cyclone Missile Launcher. Deathwind Launcher is 5 points. Demolisher Cannon is free. Disintegration Combi Gun is free. Disintegration Pistol is free. Flamer is 9 points. Flamestorm Cannon is 30. Frag Grenade is 0 points. Grav Pistols 8 points. Grav Cannon and Grav Amp are 28. Grav Gun is 15. Grenade Harness is 8 points. 10 points for Heavy Bolter. 17 for Heavy Flamer. Heavy Plasma Cannon is 30. Hunter Killer Missile is 6 points. Hurricane Bolter is 4. Icarus Storm Cannon is 17 points. Kiri's Pattern Assault Cannon is 25. Crack Grenade is free. Las Talon is 40 points. Las Cannon is 25. Mastercrafted Auto Bolt Rifle is 4 points. Mastercrafted Bolt Gun is 3 points. Melt-A-Bomb is 5 points. Melt-A-Gun is 17. Missile Launchers are 25. Multi-Melt is 27. Orbital Array is 50 points. Plasma Blaster is 17 points. Plasma Cannons are 21. Plasma Cutter is 7 points. Plasma Guns are 13. Plasma Incinerator is 18. Plasma Pistol is 7. Predator Autocannon is 49 points. Reaper Autocannon is 18. 24 points for Skyhammer Missile Launcher. 30 points for Sky Spear Missile Launcher. More range weapons. Sniper Rifle is 4 points. Special something Bolt Gun is 3 points. A Storm Bolter is 2 points. Storm Talon Missile Launcher is 21. A Thunderfire Cannon is 30 points. Twin Assault Cannon is 35. Twin Autocannon is 33. Twin Bolt Gun is 2. Twin Heavy Bolter is 17. Twin Heavy Flamer is 34. Twin Heavy Plasma Cannon is 34. Twin Las Cannon is 50. Twin Multi-Melta is 54 points. Twin Plasma Gun is 20. Typhoon Missile Launcher is 50. Volkite Charger is 6, 25 points for a Whirlwind Castellan Launcher. Whirlwind Vengeance Launcher is 34. And a Wrist-Mounted Grenade Launcher is 4 points. Melee weapons. A Chain Fist is 22 points. Chain Swords, Champion's Blade, Combat Knife, and Crozius Arcanon are all 0 points. Dreadnought Chain Fist is 46 points. Dreadnought Combat Weapon for the Ironclad Dreadnought is 0 points. Dreadnought Combat Weapon for other models is 40. Eviscerator is 22 points. Force Axe is 16. Force Stave is 14. Force Sword is 12. Lightning Claws, single one, is 9 points, and a pair are 13. Mastercrafted Power Sword is 10 points. Power Axe are 3. Power Fist are 20. Power Lance is 4 points. Power Maul is 4 points. Power Sword is 4 points. So I like that. You kind of get your Switchblade. You can bring whatever you feel more comfortable with, because they all have kind of that scaling of effects for AP and strength, right? Relic Blade is 21 points. Seismic Hammer is 48 points. Servo Arm is 12 points. Siege Drills are free. Thunder Hammer on characters is 25 points, and a Thunder Hammer on other models is 20. Other Wargear, Camel Cloaks are 3 points. Combat Shields are 4. Storm Shields on characters are 15 points, and Storm Shields on other models are, I want to say 5 points. Can't quite make that out. Teleport Homer is free. So we're going back to models. I just downloaded these in the order they came, guys. Alright, catch the breath. Stormhawk Interceptor is one of them is 85 points. Again, these do not include Wargear. Storm Raven Gunship is 172 points. A Storm Talon is 110. We already read these, did we not? We already read these. Hey. So I think that's the end of it, guys. Oh, one more. So are we going to get our melee weapon stats? This is the last one. Kind of have our melee weapon stats. Boltstorm Gauntlet is melee weapon, strength times 2, armor modifier -3, and does D3 damage. Subtract 1 from the hit rolls. Chain Fist is strength times 2, armor -4, guaranteed 2 damage. Subtract 1 from the hit rolls. So what would you bring? Chain Sword, strength user, AP nothing, 1 damage. You get to make an additional attack. Champion's Blade, strength user, AP -2, 1 damage. Each time you fight, make an additional attack. Combat Knife, strength user, AP nothing, 1 damage. You can make an additional attack. Crozius Arcanon, +1 strength, AP -1, 2 damage. Dreadnought Chain Fist, strength times 2, AP -4, 4 damage. Dreadnought Combat Weapon, strength times 2, AP -3, and 3 damage. Eviscerator, strength times 2, AP -4, and D3 damage. You must subtract 1 from the hit roll. A Force Axe is +1 strength, -2 armor, and D3 damage. A Force Stave is +2 strength, -1 armor, and D3 damage. A Force Sword is strength user, -3 armor, and D3 damage. Lightning Claw is strength user, -2 armor, and 1 damage, and you can reroll to wound. If a model is armed with 2 Lightning Claws, each time it fights, it can make an additional 1 attack as well. Mastercrafted Power Sword is strength user, AP -3 and 2 damage. A Power Axe is +1 strength, AP -2 and 1 damage. A Power Fist is strength times 2, armor -3 and D3 damage. Subtract 1 from your hit rolls. Power Lance is strength +2, armor -1 and 1 damage. A Power Maul is strength +2, AP -1 and 1 damage. So those are the exact same. A Power Maul is strength user, -3 armor, and 1 damage. A Relic Blade is strength +2, -3 armor, and D3 damage. A Seismic Hammer is strength times 2, -4 armor, and 5 damage. Subtract 1 from the hit rolls. A Servo Arm is strength times 2, armor, -3, and 3 damage. Each Servo Arm can only be used to make 1 attack each time this model fights. When a model attacks with this weapon, you must subtract 1 from the hit roll. Siege Drills are strength times 2, armor -4, and 3 damage. And a Thunder Hammer is strength times 2, armor -3, and 3 damage. Subtract 1 from your hit rolls. Camo Cloaks. If every model in a unit has Camo Cloaks, you can add 2 to saving throws made for models in a unit when they receive the benefits of cover instead of 1. So, if you're not receiving any benefits from cover, the Camo Cloaks have no effect. So if you're out in the open, no cover, they have no effect. But if you're in cover, in terrain, then you get an additional +1 to your save. A combat shield, one's always fail, though. Keep that in mind, one's always fail. A model with a combat shield has 5-up invulnerable save, and a storm shield gives a model a 3-up invulnerable save. That's it. Alright. If you guys were able to stick around through that, give yourselves a hand. Give yourselves a round of applause. Over an hour have we talked about Blood Angels and Space Marines, their weapons, their equipment, and some of their points costs even, which is interesting to see. You guys do me a favor. It's late. I can't figure this out right now, and I work tomorrow. Not till later, though. Don't worry. I'm going to sleep in a little bit. So do me a favor, guys. Some of you guys, maybe in the UK, or maybe you're late up in the States, are going to see this first. Throw together some basic lists. We have points costs for a lot of stuff, characters, regular infantry, their upgrades. Throw together some basic lists. If you're a Blood Angels player, throw together some lists and see how you feel about it. Let me know about them in the comment section down below as well. I'd love to hear from you guys about that. So one more time, if you have liked these videos, first of all, if you stuck around for this whole time, congratulations. If you like the videos, please let me know. I'd love to hear back from you guys. You guys are awesome on the engagement so far. I try and comment back as much as I can, but I'm pretty busy, especially making videos that are an hour and a half long almost. This, like I said, this is probably me split up into 2, but yeah, please fill out a comment in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear back from you guys. Like, share, subscribe, let everybody know everything that's going on with these videos that Gas City Game is trying to do for Warhammer in general. I love this game, and hopefully you do as well. That's why you're watching. Maybe if you're painting right now, hopefully you're painting better than I do. I really hope you do, for your sake. I'm rambling now really badly, but don't forget, if you're in the MetaSNet area on June 17th, please come down and join us at Comic Readers. We're having release events, playing a bunch of 8th edition, having fun all day. It's going to be a good time. Also, if you want to enter in the giveaway, don't forget to comment on this or any other Warhammer 40k video on this channel, and subscribe as well. Make sure your subscriptions are set to public so I can see you've subscribed, and we'll be giving away the core 1 edition of the core rulebook from the main set of rules. That's kind of the big fluff and core rulebook, and 5 indexes as well. And what I've also said is that this channel has recently become monetized, so every penny I make from that point up until June 17th for monetization is going to go into more prizes for you guys, to thank you for being such loyal patrons, for being subscribers, for commenting, for watching these. It's all going back to you, so thank you again for that. Hopefully you guys have an awesome, if you're in the UK, rest of your day. If you're in Canada, go to bed. I am. Have an awesome rest of your day, guys, and remember, as always, the Emperor protects.